like it without the, you see how you can see me? The, the light be so bright. Okay, pretty in real life. No filter. But the light just be like, boo. Let me turn it down just a little bit. Because it was so in my, so in my face. We have to talk. Bae Squad, you listen. Hey Couture Baes, it's your girl Brooke Brad going live with the Ray Talk. And Bae Squad, we have to talk. We have to talk about Harvey from TMZ and others, but specifically Harvey, okay? But before we get started, let's like, comment, and subscribe. Tap that notification bell so you can get all the updates and alerts. And remember, opinions are not facts. Everything we say here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes solely. So sit back, relax, sip you some apple juice or my favorite vegan water, and let's get into the shall we? So I haven't even shared this out because I want to talk about it. Harvey is bought. Did I tell you how to like the video? Double tap the screen, hit those three dots right there. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe if you like the vibe, share if you care. Okay, and all the things. Engage, hype, send a donation, send a gift. And let's get into the mess. Again, opinions are not facts. Opinions are not facts. Opinions are not facts. And where the money reside? Where the money reside? Where the money reside? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Run the check up. Run the check up. And run the check up. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we just did a live. And it was talking about awakening and things of that nature. Tell me why I've been peeping a lot of content creators have been feeling a certain type of way about Harvey Levin from TMZ. I think that's Harvey's last name. I can't remember, you know. I'm allowed to forget because we're not friends. We're not friends. We don't hang out in the same circles. We do not hang out in the same circles. We don't eat at the, let me not say all that. Okay, we're just not friends. I have mad respect for Harvey. I have mad respect for anybody who comes into this content creator space, blogging, information sector, and go out there and do what they got to do. But we have to talk about it. So Harvey, the TMZ conglomerate, was bought by Fox. Why is that important? Why is that important? Why is that important, boys and girls? Listen, you know, I'm stepping into my gifts a little bit more. So as one of the things stepping into my gifts, I want to give y'all a gift, okay? Who bought Fox? Walt Disney. Walt Disney. Walt Disney. I'm gonna let that marinate with y'all. Put a one in the chat if you picking up with I'm putting down. Put a one in the chat if y'all are picking up with I'm putting down. Hey, I'm Sinitra. Oh my God. I was just talking about you earlier. That's so crazy. Put a one in the chat if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So, TMZ was bought by Fox. Fox is owned by Disney. I am not somebody who comes up here and be like, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. I said when I first started content creating, TMZ inboxed me on Twitter. I no longer have a Twitter account. Very funny, very suspicious, very strange. The first time I ever had a copyright, which came off, is when I used that video of Matt Barnes beating up that kid from TMZ. That's when I learned you can't use people's content. And from there, I learned the rules of the game. See, when I was doing content creation, I really didn't have a mentor. I was out here winging it, right? When I decided to get a mentor, I got a mentor outside of YouTube. I told y'all I know a congressional lawyer. And I'll leave it at that because y'all don't need all that. I'm not a paid op though. I'm not a paid op though. I'm not a paid op though. People have asked me to be opposition in so many ways, right? I think people think because I work at Instacart, I'm poor. That's what they think of me. They think I can be bought. But the craziest thing is the OG base, no. And shout out to all the base squad. Like this video, like this video, like this video. When I wasn't getting a dime, I was hitting those numbers. I was, baby, working hard. So let's fast forward to today. Something in my spirit said, look Harvey up. I looked Harvey up. I saw that TMZ was bought out. Why would that be the first thing I see? Because when I go back and look, that's not the first article. So I know I'm doing the work. Y'all, you have to understand there are people who have to say certain things because their boss pays their bills. Even though I'm on YouTube, I have no boss. I have no boss. So when I say things about certain people, that's because I've done the research. Something fell into my lap and I looked at it and I spoke on it. Just like Jamie the voodoo lady down in Florida. I never met a spiritual worker who goes and tells your business the way that she was doing. Right, Sanitra? Okay. I'm not about to be out here. How can I say this the easiest ways possible? Ooh, where the money reside? Where the money reside? Where the money reside? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Run the checkup. Run the checkup. And run the checkup. Thank you, 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 Georgia. And thank y'all for the ones because I see the ones in the chat. OG base, OG base. When I see certain stuff, I know from experience. When I was first able to go live on YouTube, I went super viral. My moderator, one of my moderators, she's not here right now, is Sherry. Sherry is a good friend of mine, good Judy. I love Sherry down, love her down to the ground, you understand? We've been locked in since way before I had a platform. I told her, I said, I'm gonna do YouTube. And she was like, okay. I watch YouTube all the time. And then I did it. Fast forward to when I was able to go live, we went viral because I said men want to be bad bitches. I knew when the girls used my talking points without giving me my credit, I knew then I was a threat and a force to be reckoned with because it came off the dome. I never heard anybody say it. I'm not saying I'm one of the first, but I was somebody who made it popular and polarizing because at that time, Kevin Samuels, Pimpin' Kent, was it Pimpin' Kent? Sinful the Pimp, and some other people from the red pill sector were like using my content and they were mad at me because I did a series called Level Up That Puss, Sis. In that series, I was just going over just various topics and just giving out input, like truthful input. Those that knows know. I don't even showcase my life how I used to, baby. Like, people thought I lived in, for some reason, I lived in a 4x4 whole time. I was in a penthouse suite. But that's neither here nor there. And I was like, is it because y'all can't see the I moved the furniture out the way to make it more plain, simplistic. But they were like, you're in a 4x4, da, da, da. So I was like, okay. And then I became the kitchen blogger. That's when the trans girlies started fighting with me. And I was like, okay. Fast forward to why I'm talking about this. If you are somebody with a gift and people see you have a way to resonate with the people, they will provide you money. They will provide you money. And then they think that money buys your loyalty. Whole time, I'm loyal for free. You don't have to pay for my loyalty, but you're not going to pay for me not to have an opinion. The reason I started to have an opinion is because I saw people speak on things and I was like, they're getting it wrong simply because I had an opinion, right? I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but I knew I saw things from a different angle that was appeasing. Because when Afrotech had that incident where that biracial girl was mad and dropped out, and I said, the pale people should be charged more if they want to come to the Black Afrotech event, I knew then. I knew then I had a gift. I knew then. And then when we investigated, well, not necessarily investigated, I just happened to stumble across a article about the Central Park 5 survivor, and I gave my thoughts on that, and that went super viral. I put that in private. That's in the members. I'm never taking it out of the members because a lot of people was triggered by the things that I was saying, but I was truthful. And out of respect for women, I put it behind the paywall. That's one of the few videos I have still behind the paywall from the beginning. So I knew then I was a force to be reckoned with, right? They have been paid to get it wrong. Deidre, you going into my point. So when y'all are like, Harvey, this whole how he's talking now, how he's moving, if you go do a little digging, if you go do a little digging in a certain government documents, then you will know why he is like that. Y'all forget Harvey is a lawyer. Nothing you see on the internet is by happenstance or coincidence. Somebody put it out there, especially from the internet I grew up with. So I remember when he wanted you on the show. Okay, he wanted me bad. Okay, he wanted me bad. And I was like, I had a conversation with a few people and I was like, should I do it? And they were like, well, we can't tell you if to do it or not to do it, right? And I never went. And I think I said it on here, and Wiley was one of the first to say, like, if it was meant for you, the opportunity would present itself again. And he was like, and if it was not meant for you, you'll flourish. Something like that. Shout out to Wiley for that. Best advice ever. Those were good times. Okay. Once you become seasoned in this creator space, you see who is working for who. Oh my God, do I really want to wake it up? Do I really want to wake it up? Do I really want to wake it up? Yes, I do. So every platform that's on YouTube that has a large following, someone of importance is tied to that platform. No opportunity is just falling out the sky and landing in your lap. They will make it seem that way. It will come across that way. That is not the truth. Everybody is tied into somebody. That's why when you see certain things and they're purposely getting it wrong, ask yourself, why are they not why? Why is a very aggressive question. How come they're getting it wrong? How come they're not telling all of the facts? Case in point, let's talk about Diddy, shall we? I see the West Coast versus the East Coast conversation is coming back up again. Where the money reside? Where the money reside? Where the money reside? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Run the checkup. Run the checkup. And run the checkup. Ooh, thank you, Auntie Sanitra. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Go ahead and wake it up. I got shadow banned when I said no. Ooh. And we're going to talk about that too. We're going to talk about that too. Okay. Okay. When we talk about the East Coast versus the West Coast, right? A lot of people are like, oh, Diddy did it, Diddy did it, Diddy did it, Diddy did it, right? Diddy has done a lot of things. I'm not saying Diddy is just this perfect thespian of a man, creature of a man, human being, entrepreneur, producer. No, I think he's an amazing producer. He has an ear for music. I'm never going to take that away from him, right? I also believe he has not said anything, just like R. Kelly, because they are protecting people higher than them. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't know anything. As far as when it comes to hip hop and the infighting, if you think for a second that Diddy was not sunning your faves, you are lying. Diddy was taking care of houses. That's why a lot of people are broke right now. And the people who are broke, those are the ones who are not really saying anything. Gave you a hint. So when you see these narratives being pushed out there like, oh, Kendrick Lamar is a thespian, he's so great, he's amazing, he's a man of his word, pawn. Oh, Drake is so great, da, 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 pawn. J. Cole, he's out the way, he's so stealthy, pawn. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. Because if you really think about it, let's really, really, really think about it. Diddy is a man who likes to make money. He doesn't make money through whores because whores put you in prison. He knows that because of who his mama. He knows that because of who the mafia. There you go. There you go. All right. Now let's get into business. Now, when it comes to business, he's a ruthless businessman. He's been a ruthless businessman since he was a young tender cub. Because how do you at 19 already a multimillionaire? Multi. Do you understand? Are you picking up what I'm putting out? Of course you are. Now let's move along. Him being tied to the type of people he's tied to is not by coincidence, okay? Diddy has done a lot, but he has not done more than some of the people that are being protected. I told you, if at any time you say I am black like this and not like this, I question it because you're protecting people who have harmed black people. Let's start digging. Everybody has to pay the cost. And if you don't think everybody has to pay, everybody has to pay. Dr. Dre had a brain aneurysm. I don't think it gets any deeper than that. Y'all said Diddy has no money. How was Diddy able to pay his lawyers? Just think about it. Right? But I don't know anything. I don't know anything. I told you I'm a money girl. I work in the warehouse. So all I have to do is keep up with the money. I don't keep up with any. I make sure when you press your Instacart purchase and it goes to the warehouse, it do what it's supposed to do and the numbers align, right? So me being a numbers girl and I understand the numbers and Harvey understands the numbers and all this, people have to say certain things a certain way. So when y'all are having these conversations and y'all are leaving out particular people, Diddy, I question that. Why are you doing that? Because you have somebody over you. Do y'all get that? Say yes in the chat if you get it. Say no if you don't. Say yes in the chat if you get it. Say no if you don't. So that being said, let's get into Beyonce. Hev Hollywood. Y'all know I love Hev. He is the IE network. Hev is over there talking about Beyonce and how her publicist is not doing her job. But sometimes your job is to do nothing because you have to go through the fire. I told y'all, nobody standing in their truth will be exposed, but the people who are not standing in their truth will be exposed. We've never heard Beyonce talk about what it was like being a woman in the industry because she doesn't talk about that. She talks about her craft, she talks about her creativeness and all that. But what we saw in full 4K is a hit job. We talked about that in the live. What we saw yesterday is a hit job. Do y'all really believe that Mark Sheffield clip just came out because the internet just somebody stumbled upon it? Come on now, let's use our brain. Let's use our brains. And if you think she's the only one, everybody's being embarrassed. Everybody's being embarrassed. Leonardo DiCaprio, old photos. I remember seeing those photos when I was a baby, because my auntie was cool. So I remember being involved in the pop culture. I knew I was going to be lit because I used to be around. I knew those photos of Leonardo DiCaprio that people are like, so gay, so gay. I saw those before, and then they disappeared off the internet, and now they're back. Why are they back? He's hiding it. Why would a gay man ruffle the feathers of individuals as poised as Beyonce? Think about it. Think about it. Who would want that out there? And I told y'all yesterday, that looks like something that was set up by her father because her father was in charge. And around that time, her daddy was alluded to be on the ski slopes. I didn't say that. That's just what the people say. I'm just going by the articles that used to be out there from the Word Up magazines and things like that. And as quiet as it's kept, Benzino has been a protector of secrets. And Benzino keeps getting exposed year after year after year. I don't know what that's about. Benzino was a part of the Source Awards. And every year, because he's the protector of the secrets, he keeps getting exposed. It's like they want him to say something, he's not saying anything. So us seeing that did what to the psyche of the fans? Let's think about it. Let's think about it. Let's think about it. What does seeing a woman who talks about being fierce, being vivacious, being liberated, standing in your truth, what does it do to the psyche of the fan who has to see Beyonce petrified, see her trembling, see her uncomfortable, leaning forward? She's leaning forward in her chair. She's literally like, y'all have seen it before where you're like sitting up, you're not sitting down and leaning forward. She's doing that on purpose. And the whole time that was just like a little 2-minute preview for us. She probably sat like that for 10 minutes. For what? For what? Let's think about it. And I keep telling y'all, sometimes people want to tell you what's going on, but it's safer to just stay silent. You have to wait for your book to come out. We see with Hadden Paint and Tear, you can't even be safe with the book coming out. They used to just let the girls say whatever they wanted to say. Now, they're like, no. Remember old girl from the groupie from the rock and roll era, and then there's Corinne Steffens. Baby, they are taking the girls out. Who's writing a book? All of them. They Mommy Dearest, all about the truths. Baby, a Mommy Dearest could never come out in this time and age. Why? Because the elders are getting older. Are they not making money? Is it because we cancel faster? What is it? And I'm asking y'all to think. So when you see Harvey spinning the narrative, y'all are just talking about spinning the narrative for Nolan Wells when the whole J.E. stuff came about. What did he say? I told y'all I have not been a fan of his since 2016. I respect him as a lawyer. He's doing his job as a lawyer, but nothing else. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. And there's a reason why. You just have to go look yourself. You have to look. I'm not going to share that on here because y'all know they're out here. They're making it harder for content creators. Y'all better open up your eyes. They're making it harder for content creators. I think you need like 8,000 hours now. Watch hours. We're talking about watch hours. We're not talking about a viral video. We're talking about watch hours. On top of that, they'll take the money away. They're telling the girls to get to work. Recession indicators all around us. And y'all think it's a game. Why are they protecting houses that need to be built? That's all I'm saying. Just do your research. Do your research. And everything we say here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes, because I don't know anything. But what I do know is when people get to moving different, I peep the scene. And I understand why Hev is upset with Beyonce's publicist. Because as a publicist, it's your job to make sure you look a certain type of way. That's why I said when you see people with a certain number on YouTube, I'm talking about the 500,000 plus subscribers, look to who they're standing by. Hell, even the 100K. Because there's some people who had like 5K and all of a sudden overnight they got 250,000 off of a video defending somebody. Y'all don't find that suspicious? That rarely happens. Not with this algorithm. And I'm not saying that to be a hater. I'm just talking about this new millennia algorithm. If this was 2018, 2020, 2023, I would believe it. I would believe it. But this new algorithm, and you've been sent, like, we seen you was one day talking about the black plight, and then all of a sudden, check good. I'm telling y'all what I know. And there's a lot of people for sale. For sale. I'm talking about, you'll sit there and be like, how is this pushed as the top video? It makes no sense. See, I gave y'all a clue. But y'all, what's going on? Why is TMZ out here in Los Angeles, California, bought by another company? I don't know why they was bought by another company. I just know they was bought by Fox. Fox is bought by Disney. Disney is in bed with... Disney has been connected to... Y'all don't find that suspicious? I understand why Brandy really didn't expose the Whitney note. Oh, child, I would never expose that. And people want her to expose it bad. Some things are left for you. Some things are left for you. I just saw something from Liza Minnelli. Y'all know I'm an arts girl. That's probably why I'm your favorite blogger's favorite blogger, because I'm very artsy. She shared a personal moment, and I didn't know Liza Minnelli was as matronly as she is, because I forget Liza Minnelli. I remember seeing Liza Minnelli as a young woman, young girl in the old movies, the black and whites, and seeing her on Broadway, and then seeing her now very mature and lived her life to how she wanted to live her life, speaking about her mother and how MGM, anybody who can make it out of MGM, it's a blessing. If that's how they treated them, imagine how they were treating us. And we didn't even get into the Sony. We didn't even get into the Sony. We're just talking about MGM. We're not even getting into the other conglomerates. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, it's big business. Ooh, where the money reside? Where the money reside? Where the money reside? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Run the checkup. Run the checkup. And run the checkup. Thank you. 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 Can't say. Ooh, child. The sports teams are all brought to... Baby! Do y'all see Jeannie Buss out here fighting her brothers? I'm gonna go on record to say this. What is today? What is today? what is today? What's today's day? I gotta make sure I say it. Today is Tuesday, August 18th. I've been living a day ahead. That's crazy. Today is Tuesday, August 18th. I feel like if she caused any more ruckus with the Lakers, they're going to take her out. They're already trying to paint her a certain way. Look at how they did Hayden. They already had the cause of death for Hayden literally in hours. This is the fastest autopsy we've seen. We've seen them take longer with A-list celebrities, but she hasn't been, she's an A-lister, but she is a scorned A-lister. They look at her as like a troubled star actress. How is it that they were able to get the cause of death and things out there so fast? We have never seen that. And this is why I'm telling y'all, think about it. You got to really think. And if people don't want to think, you got to let them be, because forcing them to see something that you see is dangerous. You got to understand that. There are a lot of people put around you to do certain things. I would have never believed that before, but after I started making money on YouTube and whoop de whoop de whoop, then the strangest things started happening. The occurrences. The OG Bays know this. It was the blue checks. All of a sudden, they're listening more. They're liking my stuff, and they're liking your story so that they can tell you, I'm watching you. I used to be blocked by Cardi B. And then when I found out she unblocked me, I was shocked. I was like, why did she unblock me? I was blocked on everything, social media. Instagram, Twitter, and then I could see it. Same with Armand. Armand unblocked me on Twitter and Facebook. I was like, wait, what? I'm telling you. So when you see things and you're like, that doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's a lie. That is the quickest thing I can say. Same. I've been catching the replay. Yes. Please get the likes of, hey, TJ. Hey, boo. Absolutely. They had Judy Garland on pills at 11 and 12 years old. Pills. And then they had her on this thing. It's something they do for Broadway stars where it keeps you up. That's not a pill. That's a shot. That's a shot. That's not even a pill. Those in the medical field know what I'm talking about. I forget what it is, but that's a shot. They better know you got a squad behind you, period. Like, I'm just telling y'all not to be shocked. Y'all are about to see a lot more people. We're only in August. By the time December 31st comes, your mind is going to be so blown at who's tied to who. So many of y'all got upset with DJ Academics saying that Charlamagne the God was Rock Nation, just for it to come out, he's Rock Nation. And he's Rock Nations for pennies on the dollar. He's Rock Nation for pennies on the dollar. Mike Rubin literally is the reason why Live Nation is being sued, because he thought the people were dumb. Y'all are letting people record you. I told y'all it's them phone and them devices. They talk about how the average person doesn't understand and can't keep up. Y'all gotta stop speaking that on the people. Y'all gotta stop speaking that on your people. I don't speak that on my people. When they're supposed to wake up to their subconscious, to how things are operating and going on, let them. Before you don't want to wake up somebody too early. Y'all have to understand that. That's why they say stay woke. Y'all be waking up people before they're supposed to. They're supposed to stay in their slumber so they can go through their cycle. And then when they wake up, they can be in their enlightenment phase, because once you're woke, you can't go back to sleep. You cannot go back to sleep. And I told y'all I used to be out here a shea butter baby. No justice, no peace. The OG babes know. So when y'all be out here like, this bitch is dumb, you gotta let them be asleep. Now there's some coons out here. There's some person loiters out here. Never get it confused. There is some, in the words of Auntie Sinitra, some reptilians. But when they come through their awakening and they're woke, leave them be. You cannot force somebody to see something they're not ready to see. That's why we're individuals. I told y'all when we had that conversation, when men want to be bad bitches too, and I said individualism is going out the door. What is that about? I did not know it was because of conservatism. I did not know that. I was gooped and gagged. I was like, child, not the clean girl aesthetic. I never bought into the clean girl aesthetic because I thought it was stupid. I didn't like anything about it. I didn't like nothing about it because, no, I didn't like how the girls was doing their makeup, the no makeup look. I want you to see I got the makeup on. Like, what? The no makeup trend, and then y'all was becoming the neutral girls, and then y'all was all doing the same color palettes and color schemes, and it was ill. And then when the girls started becoming the same IG body over and over and the same light skin bitch, I was like, child, no. Like, put some color in here. Can we have a little mixture? Because I'm used to the girls, like, even though I was young, Amber Rose was fire. Black China. We had Amber Rose, Black China. We had Gracie, even though she's married now. Gracie was out here with the shaved side of the head, long hair, baddie Asian. We had Bernice Borregos. We had Miracle Watts. We had Lyric Galore. Who else? Drea. It wasn't just everybody is just light skinned or got lip fillers or got a snatch waist. Hell, Kylie Jenner was on the mood board for a little bit. I can't lie. When Kylie was blackfishing, I liked some of that. I do not understand why y'all are all the same. Y'all do y'all makeup the same. Y'all do y'all poses the same. Like, it was signature looks. I don't know. Now, mm-mm. It's like everybody is a carbon copy, and I feel that's set up by paid opposition. I tell my baby to let people wake up on their own time, as they should. There was a variety. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It was like everything. It was like, remember when the girls used to, I knew when y'all was trying to put the hood girls and the clean girl aesthetic, I knew then. I was like, what is happening? Because it used to be different sectors. It wasn't all the same thing. And they say club culture ruined that. No. Money hungry people did. Because you could still dance in section culture. You can still dance. People just don't want to dance because they want to be in the section. If you got on your heels, which was started, that trend was started by Vegas and Miami, as a true party goer, you know this. Those that know. You could not get into the club with your flats and your sneakers. You had to wear heels. So the only way you could sit down in the Miami and the Vegas clubs is if they took the chairs and the dance tables and stuff. They took all that away and put couches. I know, because I used to party. I am an OG party girl. I'm still a party girl. I've been sneaking into the club. I wasn't sneaking. My friends were sneaking me in the club since I was 18. When certain clubs was 21 and up. And then when they was 25 and up, baby, I used to study that date of birth like it was nothing. The date of birth and the social security number, baby, I had it down pat. Y'all don't know anything about the fake ID, okay? Please. They issuing out now trash. I was out there, like, you had to have the look, and y'all just don't understand. And I don't force girls to wear makeup either, because even in that time, the girls wasn't wearing makeup. They were still pretty. They did not look like, I think it's when y'all started popping pills or something. Y'all became dope fiends. Don't fight me. I think that's what messed the club up. Too many people was on the party favors. I used to know club promoters who didn't drink, didn't smoke. Now they drinking, smoking, and fucking the girls. Like, mm-mm. I'm not tied into anybody. I'm not tied into anybody. That's why I have the growth I have. We are steadily growing. If they can say anything, AT2. AT2 just hit 100K. I've known AT2 for years. AT2 and I, we've been locked in. We even did our, he came to the meet and greet I did with Wiley. I shout out to Wiley. I definitely want to do it. If the world is going how I think it's gonna go, we will do another meet and greet because I feel like I owe that to y'all. I feel like I want that as well, but it has to be right. It has to be right. And since I came back in the summer, I'm not trying to infringe on y'all summer because some of y'all only get those little few weeks, those 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 9 weeks to have a summer to yourself. Some of y'all are moms, business owners, aunties, cousins, grannies, grandpas, da, da, da. So I want to do it when the time is right. When the time is right. Plus, I need y'all to get y'all mind right. You see how I care about y'all? I shouldn't care. Just give me your money. No, I'm playing. And because I was on Tasha K, people may feel like I have undying loyalty to Tasha K. I respect Tasha K. She's top 5 for what she's done. But like, no. I've been calling Tasha K out since when she came at Jaguar Wright. Y'all remember that? Child, that was a long time ago. And people was mad at me then. I stopped going to clubs because people went out would wear sneakers and Timbs, and they would get mad because I would wear heels, sneakers and Timbs. Oh my god, the Air Force is at the club. Are they wearing the sandals? My son just graduated college with his master's degree, and my daughter is a senior now. I know that's right. Ah. I don't know. The most I've worn in the club, have I worn sneakers in the club? No, I make sure my toes are out. My toes got to be out. I've worn sandals in the club before, but that's after the heels have been on all day. Like, the heels was on all day. The only time I leave my heels on from the beginning to the end, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, my birthday, my birthday. Like, I'm asking to see what the dress code is. How do you wear your necklace for religious reasons? Is it for religion? I wear it because it's beautiful. I like that it appeals to me. I wear jewelry that appeals to my taste. To my taste. I think you should wear and layer your jewelry how your family wears their jewelry. I noticed I wear my jewelry just like my great cousin and my great uncles and them. And like, y'all see me right now. When I'm not on here, I be having it all on. The rings, the earrings, the bracelet, the anklets, like, is it from the Muslim world? I thought it was a beautiful piece. I thought it was a beautiful piece. I got this piece in Bahrain by some beautiful people. I'm not Muslim though. I'm not Muslim though, but I got this piece in Bahrain by amazing jewelry designer. He was awesome. He even cut my necklace too because it was too long. Because I was like, can you cut it? And he did. Baby, let me tell y'all something. Go to Asia. Go to Asia or Africa. They will cut your jewelry a certain way. Like my bracelet, they cut it, and I feel like I should have got it cut in shorter, but it's okay. It's okay. If I lose any more weight, I'll put it around by my ankle. Um, I think let's get into the dress code culture came from the upscale clubs. I don't understand why we have to have a dress code for the hole in the wall. The hole in the wall is not for the upscale. And I keep telling y'all this. Y'all have to understand, y'all have to be respectful. When y'all go to the hole in walls, you have to be respectful. That's not your territory. That is for the aunties and stuff. So when you get to go into there, be respectful. Why do you have on the heels and whatnot? Put on the sneakers. Put on the what do they be wearing? The slides, the wedges. I was like slides. Put on the wedges. Stop trying to outdo auntie. That's not fair. That's her domain. You're only being there because somebody you know told you to show up, like your uncle and your auntie. That's how I get to the spots, my daddy and them. I show up, I immediately take my heels off and go have a good time because the drink's gonna be good. They're gonna cook you some good food. You know, not the kitten. I ain't never said no kitten heel. I ain't never said no kitten heel. Do not put the kitten heel on. Do not put the kitten. You just wear the flat. Y'all know I hate me a kitten. Just wear the flat or the wedge. That's more the hole in the wall spot. Do not put the kitten. Oh my god, I hate a kitten heel. I'm misogynistic, but I'm just telling y'all. Yeah, sounds like it's Beyonce's turn. I feel like she's. How do I want to address that? I feel like it was a targeted attack because, again, if your psyche is used to seeing Beyonce beautiful, poised, regal, confident, and we do not see her confident, we see her shrinking down, we see her uncomfortable. What does that do to the psyche? And y'all think it's just, oh, it's just haters. When she released whatever she got coming next, they did that to say, and you think this is all we have on you? It's to embarrass her. Especially at a time where she's protective of her daughters and her son. She was a child star. People forget that. And I don't have an issue with Matthew Knowles. I think Daddy Knowles has done a lot, but I also know he has a complex about him. Hence why he did Mama Knowles, Miss Tina Knowles, the way that he did about she wasn't a part of Destiny's Child. That was crazy. But this could have been a shot at her about her daddy, or maybe who knows? Because again, you got to think about the people around her. It could be a shot towards her husband. Who knows? The quickest way to make somebody feel something is to get the I don't want to say the weakest link because she's not weak, but to have her feel away. And this is why I respect Hev Hollywood, because he's like, you know, Yvette, this is your job. You should be actively out here scrubbing that. If we were in 2012, that would have never flown. Yvette would have scrubbed that off the internet. I don't know what's going on in 2026. Is Yvette getting tired of her job? I don't know. Has she outgrown her job? I don't know. But a lot of people would have shut that down. A lot of people would have shut that down a long time ago, but y'all know that. Y'all know that it goes back to everything. Everything is about control. That's why when I said we were a proper society, when the men were in there screaming in the mics and strumming that guitar, it's because they had a trance over the people. Can you imagine 200,000 adults being told, hey, the government is X, Y, and Z, and then you do something about it? The government said, shut that shit down. The same thing with hip hop, right? They're like, shut that shit down, right? But the problem is their kids like it. It goes back to the war on drugs era. They was pumping our community with the substance. not thinking that their daughters and sons would, one, want to be on it, two, want to sell it. Now we see the cocaine cowboys at Penn State. Penn State has turned into a trap house. That is the karma of what you've done to the people, the babies, the sons, the daughters, the brothers, the sisters, the mothers, right? You tried to destroy something, and it backfired and hit your kids, and now your daughters, your wives, your brothers, your sons is out here not only selling it, they selling themselves, they're doing all types of things, bringing shame to the family. And now they want to have sympathy, empathy, solace. Okay? In my opinion, they want Jay. So they're trying to use Bay to get to him to react. Ooh, could be. Hey, Patrick T3. Could be. And again, this is what happens when you're triggered. Because a lot of people tried to say that Jay-Z was not triggered by that Drake album. Yeah, the albums. Yes, he was. That is a Sagittarius man. Yes, he was. If Kanye was listening, Jay-Z was listening. They're one and the same. Just one is smoother than the other. There's no way you can be friends that long, do business that long, and y'all have nothing in common. Y'all gotta really think about it. Kanye literally told y'all how Jay-Z operates, and y'all just be like, oh, I don't know. I have no idea. That's why you cannot be a stand of nobody. Because as long as you're not a stand of nobody, you can see things clearly. I told y'all the veil was lifted when Lionel Go Dead Mama. And I was like, this is such a dumb song. I don't know what was going on. Beyonce was sitting on Mark Schaefer's lap. Mark Schaefer is a gay man who was tied to Child P, who has ties to Gay PORN, who was hired by Michael Jackson because somebody told him to hire him, and he recorded Beyonce in a not so friendly light. And I'm like, if he has recordings of Beyonce, he has recordings of other people, because who all else was on the project? See, I told y'all it's bigger than rap. It's bigger than rap. It's a control thing. It's a control thing. And that's definitely true. Modern society is built on slavery. It's just the form of capitalism. And that's definitely true. You can't have capitalism without free labor, for those who don't understand. And that man told Beyonce to sit on his lap. You can hear in Beyonce's voice she didn't want to sit on his lap. You could tell the meeting was set up by Matthew Knowles. Y'all don't want to say that part, but that's the truth. Matthew Knowles set that up. We're talking about Destiny's Child, Bills, Say My Name, right? So Beyonce just wants to be successful. Boom. He set that up. And I say, if you see Beyonce, I can only imagine what the other girls had to go through. And they're not the bigger stars. I keep telling y'all, Marilyn Monroe was very clear when she said she had to go to the casting couch and that man took advantage of her. She went to go do the call, and they only wanted her to do the call because Hugh Hefner years before had these pictures of her and told that man at the MGMs and them, she's a beautiful girl, and they dyed her hair. They did everything she was supposed to do, and she was going to get this big break. And he made her, well, he forced her. He didn't make her. He forced her to do things. And mind you, Marilyn Monroe was on her monthly, and the secretary had no sympathy for her, because the secretary was like, mind you, that wasn't his first time doing that over at the MGM and stuff like that. And she's wiping her tears, doing her makeup, and she said, did I make a mess on my dress? And the secretary was like, no. Mind you, whole time, the secretary is getting it too. So I keep telling y'all, a lot of these men want y'all to go back to the 40s and the 50s, because they were allowed to do things to women and children and men with no consequence. There was no name for it. So when you really think about how that whole interaction set up, all because she wanted to do something for Michael Jackson. And I said they probably, Michael Jackson sounded like he was on under the influence. I'm sorry I had to say it. And it was heartbreaking to see. That was heartbreaking. Yes, please get the likes up. Honestly, I'd much rather be rich without the fame. Fame just complicates things. But even the people who are rich without the fame go through ish. I said we are all put in uncomfortable situations, even at our regular job. And they disguise it as the growing pains. And I told y'all it's a class issue, right? What I go through at my job, somebody at McDonald's will just say, girl, get over it. I'm telling you, it's a class thing. It's probably some race in there too, somewhere in there, but overall, it's a class thing. And when you made it, people don't want to hear how you're not making it. And that's why that clip being exposed is so like jarring, because it's like, why would they do that to Beyonce? What did Beyonce do for that to come about? How do you know all this stuff? What do you do for a living? I work at Instacart, and it's my job to know this stuff. I get paid to know this, but y'all, thank y'all for tuning in again. And if I happen to make it at a certain level, I'm just going to tell y'all the truth, because I feel like when you tell the truth, it's easy. I'm going to be like Wendy. Wendy told y'all who she was working with, who she was working for. She said it. She said it, and that's why they protect her. Certain people protect her. Remember Natari from 3LW was being forced to be in a relationship with one of those guys from Nelly's group? That was one of the main reasons why they broke up. People don't want to talk about, yo. Baby Natari, again, a child star. These child stars be put through it, honey. Through it. The boys, the girls. It's so sad. And when y'all really unpack the things that goes on, they're subjugated to, and all they want to do is work. It's alarming. But what are your thoughts, Bay Squad? What are your opinions? Comment down below. I gotta go. Bye, hoes.